Hello and welcome to today's p+log. This will be a long one since I've been wanting to do this since March 23rd/24th, and it's now like the 27th, so yeah. But first you may ask, Precious, why the face? Why the clothes? You're wearing something different from usual. And I am very much in a different look, but it's something different. Not for my sake, but for my family's sake. This is what I call honoring your company, okay? Being here in a Kenyan household, there are a lot of cultural differences and understandings that that force me to do some things differently, not because that's what I believe, but just because it's out of respect. So I'm trying to dress more feminine, I think. That's why I have a bra on. Anyways, it's not bad. The bra isn't bad. It's actually very comfortable, but it is not, not a bra. So anyways, that's a work in progress. I wanted to share with you many thoughts. And in fact, on March 23rd, I wrote several things. I wrote a list of things I wanted to talk about. And I was going to journal them all. That way I could filter what needs to be p+logged and what doesn't. But, p+logs are very free for me. Even more free than I expect sometimes, so why not? But before I do that, I want to show this. This was something I wrote last night. This is how bad my handwriting can be when I can't see well. But at least you can see it. Hi.
Precious, wow, you look smart.
Thank you. This is my cousin, Gabby. Say my hi. She likes to dance, but she's being shy right now. Anyways. Oh, every time I take this camera, it's like setting up something else. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to this page from March 23rd. Then, I will read everything I had here. So, this is an open journal. Huh, wow. Okay. March 23rd, 2019. Wow, first journal in such a long time. And motivated by more spirit than flesh. I am currently watching Survivor with Auntie Masha, but I've been in the kitchen doing so many things. JK, I was just chopping onions and peeling potatoes and grinding garlic. But there are many things I want to discuss before dinner, while multitasking between Survivor and journaling, and whatever else I might be pulled aside for. That didn't happen, but let's read what pulled aside for means. I said in parentheses, the politically correct way of saying, get told to do something. No, it's not for you. Empesa nyangu.
Ngoja
Si yako.
nakufungie kwa smart. Ngoja.
Don't take it. You'll leave it here, okay?
Yes.
Thank you. So what I was saying when I said pulled aside, that's the nice way of saying, the politically correct way of saying get told to do something that pulls me away from what I really want to do. Then I ended up writing an outline. I said, first, an outline to help me not forget what to journal today. BRB, praying real quick. Anyways, then we prayed. I had dinner. Then we began talking about things. So I journaled stuff. or I wrote down some bullet points that I wanted to mention. So, the first one was called People Again. The next one was called Evil Eye. The next one was called Patience Pays. And then in parentheses I put ISIC, which comes from I ceramic, which doesn't really come from that. It comes from me reading, let me do it backwards, like Disney Channel. And then, am I doing it backwards? Yeah, I am. Just try and follow. And then, you see that? That spells it. Okay. So, I really hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't. Because if I do it like this, which is the way I see it, then it makes sense. But I feel like it's flipped. Okay. Then the next bullet was What is Grace, which I ended up talking about on the next page, so that will be another p+log. I won't talk about that today. Accepting immaturity, dad plus bro, ignorance versus innocence, foundation is important, math leading to faith, the college scam, Kenyan dream versus American dream modified. And then I lastly put here Project Serendipity. And I think all of the stuff that are in bullets could be summarized by Project Serendipity, or another way of just how serendipity isn't really caused, but being an active facilitator of allowing for serendipity to happen, to help people begin to think that way. So, all of this, I don't even know really where to start. Yeah, but you don't want to put that in your mouth. Ni chafu. Yeah. Okay, all of these things can be summarized basically by saying how much I've appreciated not only this gap year, but time with my family and being away from a lot of stresses. I've learned a lot about myself and people and how to work with people and how to work with myself. And it's been a very eye-opening experience, that I wouldn't just call an experience, but a point in time where I can remember and go back to and really know that it's genuine because there are people who I know and it's like my family. So instead of talking about all of these things, I'll just journal about them later. But I want to talk about how I think I would like to start something called Project Serendipity, which is basically an adjustment to Precious Pecans program. Precious Pecans program was an idea I had when I was still at NLC, if not a little bit before then, where I would look for people like me who are having a hard time in school and give them an opportunity to take a break in a more productive way. And it was basically everything that Project Serendipity would be, minus the family aspect, which is actually more important than I thought. And it would also be this simulated study abroad idea, because although there will be a trip, right, to the home country, for me it was Kenya. I did have 2 weeks to see Kenya, Eldoret more specifically. But because of that, I have so much appreciation for my background and my family and just who I am, and knowing who I am not only as a Kenyan but as someone who has many cultures. And that's what life is. It's seeing people holistically, not just as a country, but even as family, even as just a person with their individualistic qualities. So there's that. I think Project Serendipity would be a good thing for people to experience. As far as looking for people, it would not be so like particular to where it has to be like in Precious Pecans program. It was only girls, and it was only going to be at a place that was very controlled, which was me seeing how people are growing. Like, it would have been like an orphanage. Not really an orphanage, that sounds really bad, but it's just a place where people would stay. And that sounded really bad, but it's just I wanted to look for people who wouldn't mind not being with people, not being with friends, just to be with themselves and focus on themselves. But with this one, it allows more freedom for the person.
Mama will say my thank you for the sweet.
Oh, okay, what's sweet?
Sweet. Pataniku. Say sweet. And say my thank you for the Utamlundi happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. When was that?
And happy birthday.
I'll ask later.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'm learning Swahili from her, by the way. Once again, a moment of serendipity. But yeah, so instead of it just being, people learning, like just being in America, being so isolated, I would want them to step out and see the world. And the reason why I call it Project Serendipity is because it does come from this story of the Three Princes of Serendip, a book that I want to read on this channel because it is a major story that builds the foundation for what serendipity means and how it should be understood, and how my faith is how I see my faith in that. Not that it's in serendipity. My faith is in God, in Jesus, but the concept of serendipity is something that has been skewed in common culture. So I want to use it for that. But in that story, the princes are given tutors, and the tutors are the best tutors because only the tutors that came despite the dangers of coming to that country because of just what surrounds that country. There's these monsters in the water or something like that. But these princes are taught by the best, and they become really the best. They say that they're wise, they say all these things, but then they say that we would like for you to see them for yourself so that you can see how they are, but that they should complete their education with travel. And I did not think travel was so important. I was someone who thought that studying abroad was a scam by the colleges to make people spend more money than they already are. But it's false. And you can get culture awareness by being with people, but to really understand, you have to submerge yourself in like what I've been doing here. It started in San Antonio, a little bit more diluted because it was my house, well, my mom's house and my house. So it was sort of like our rules, but it was their rules as well because they have their own culture. They're so used to doing things. So coming up here, I really had to submit. And that was a change that I didn't think I would last so long. I didn't even think I was going to want to keep doing this because there were other things that were making me want to leave. But I've learned about how to be with people when it's difficult. So it's been a really good experience being here. Project Serendipity would be for those who want to learn about a culture, not necessarily the culture they're from, but a culture that they want to work with. And like, even though I'm Kenyan, I'm black, you can see me. Being in this house, I was seen as an American. So to me, it's not about skin color. It's more about culture and preferences. And I would think it's wise for people to learn that through another family. But at the same time, in this Project Serendipity, I would want the hosting family to actually be in America and also get to learn about America, because America has this idea of being so fabulous, which isn't bad. There are good values like opportunity and success, and just freedom, which is good. But I would want them to also see, that hosting family, to see what America really is like. So Project Serendipity is for both the hosting family and the hosted guest. For me, I've been here since November, but I was also here from June to August. And then, so that's not June, but really July, August. So about 2 months, take a break, was in San Antonio, came back here for reasons I thought was going to be temporary, but it was ended up to be extended. Yeah, like I'm using everything from my experience here as a formatting style for this Project Serendipity. And I don't know if I would do it as like after I have my school, or if it would be before. I mean, I think it's an important thing either way. And I would want to document it, but it would have to be something that is the consent of the hosting family as well as the hosted student. Because I know I like recording everything, but not all of my family likes that. So it was that sort of deal. Besides that, yeah, I guess that summarizes that. So I'm going to move on to how me realizing that being here as long as I was... Huh? You know, I know how much money, so I know how much you've taken. I know.
Yeah.
You've taken it. You've taken it.
I took nothing.
Anyways, we're gonna ignore that. But I know how much is here. So I'll expect that balance.
Like your outfit.
Thank you. So.
There's your balance.
No.
Thanks, precious.
No, you're incorrect. You're incorrect. This is money so that I can work, so that I can help out now. But if I don't have all the money, then guess what? I can't help. It'll be as useless as I was from the day I came. I'll be so useless. Mrembo. No.
Precious, Mrembo is beautiful.
I know, I'm trying to say it right. Mrembe.
Mzembe.
No.
Mzembe.
No.
No.
Miembe.
Maembe.
Maembe. That's the one. It means mango. When they call you by a fruit or vegetable, it means you're useless as something that's just sitting there. So, it's something to learn. Once again, culture. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about how, oh yeah, realizing that everything...
You can have it too, bro.
No! Hey!
It's precious.
You think I'm the bank? This stuff you're telling Maya.
Yeah. Precious, I returned it.
No, you didn't. You didn't. Give me.
Look, I have nothing.
You do. It's right there.
Precious, continue with the song.
It's not a song.
Butter trend.
Just put it back here when you're done being funny.
Precious.
Put it back when you're done being funny.
No.
Because I know I'm expecting $58 here. If it's not 58, I'm gonna have a problem.
Okay. No, don't have a problem with me. I'm gonna arrange it.
Check
for you.
here.
Look, no, I don't have it. I
Thank
returned
you.
it.
Thank you.
Wait, I'm arranging how it was. What is it here? This is it. Precious, continue. I'll just be arranging. I want to. That is 20.
Otherwise, we'll all be in trouble.
We'll be in darkness. That's scary.
You know, maybe it wasn't 58 because I did spend money on underwear. Yeah. So, sorry for the interruption. So, me realizing, and it's actually a mix of something else. Yesterday, now I guess I'll give an anecdote. So yesterday I was working on something for my aunt, something that, honestly, I really forced myself to do it. But that's what it's like to be with family. You force yourself to do things because it's needed, not because you want to. Eventually, the feelings of wanting to do it, it comes. It's like automatic. It comes with being obedient. Something, once again, that I had to learn being here is just being obedient and doing what you're told. But yeah, we did this project. It was making business cards, which I actually had experience in from... Thanks. I had experience in making not really business cards, but using Microsoft Word to make name tags. I had to do that for my work-study job at NLC. Yeah, thanks. I had to do that for my work-study job at NLC. And it was something like I had a skill in. But it was after I did that, and it was a little troubling. There was some conflict in there, but it was something that I learned, okay, people, they operate this way, and once again, can't teach old dog new tricks. I understand that, but I'll be talking to my cousin. Anyways, because that was the conflict. After I finished completing it and being really proud that it was completed, I wrote on a sticky note to my aunt, thanks for the experience, and I signed off A and P because it was my cousin and me, Precious. Ashley was A. So it was in that moment where I realized, wow, if only I could say thank you to everybody who has helped me learn something, learn a skill, or learn something new about myself and how to deal with people and so on. If only I had the time to do that. If only I had the idea to say thank you. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a video where I read a letter saying thank you to everybody. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be something else because there's so many people. But I will be doing that, and I will be reviewing who I am to thank and what I'm to thank them for. But then I realized, what is a thank you letter without saying what I've learned? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to steal from the Apostle Paul with his letters, and I'm going to write about what I've learned. And then I'm going to write a thank you to the people who has been a part of that journey for me. And even those who've been patient with my journey, like my family, who I don't talk to so much because I've been awkward and everything. So, yeah, that's the plan. And I was excited about that idea because, and honestly, I couldn't sleep. That's how excited I was. I was so excited about the idea, I had to write these things down. So the first thing you see here is letters of serendipity.
Are you making a YouTube video?
I am making a YouTube video.
Hi guys!
This is Sandra.
Precious, stop it.
She likes the camera until a certain point. That's Sandra.
Stop lying.
Okay, but I was like really excited about the idea.
Precious, let me tell you about school.
Hold on, let me do it after the video, okay?
No, I'm just saying to make the video long.
No, don't. I don't have that much storage space.
No,
So,
then you edit the video.
Okay, then I'll pause it right now.
No, Precious, then you edit the video. Don't pause it.
So,
Man.
I've been dismissed. Now I can continue. I was very excited. And I was so excited that I couldn't sleep, right? Anyways, I was like, wow, a major part of knowing that this whole project for each individual is a success is by the content of their letters. And to see what they've learned.
Bye.
To see if... Okay, bye.
Bye.
To see if they've changed in a way that is positive. because that is the point of this project, is for people. And once again, I mean, everyone has their own reasons for doing something. But personally, I started out coming here so that I could get a job, have a better experience when it comes to knowing how to deal with people. But I've come to this point, I'm on the other side, where it's like, I care about these people. I want to see them through. I want to see how I can change and be a better, like, facilitator of, you know, someone to help them see good things. So, as well as learn as much as I can and not be too... So I was thinking, wow, in order for me to really see if this person's passed is to review their letter. And for those letters who do pass, they will be part of this book, and it will just release a book called Letters of Serendipity, or Letters from Serendipity, or Letters to Serendip, or Letters from Serendip. I don't really know yet. Or letters... Who knows? Just forget it. The point is there will be letters. So that will be like a litmus test. Is not only the letters, but also seeing how they do, how they've changed, what they came in for in the beginning versus what they are now. So, in those thank yous, right? There are some thank yous I have that had a certain trend. I'll read the names. Jillian Edwards, Avril Lavigne, Barbie. Now let me stop right there. Those are the first 3 names that came to mind, and immediately I thought, why are all these people blonde? And what I liked about it was this idea of, it's these people, but they really broke the stereotype, because for me, I was reached. So, I began to think, what are some other blondes that have been a big deal? I think of Jenna Joseph. She is the wife to Tyler Joseph, and I think that, you know, marriage can be a really solid thing for a person, and it can do a lot of good things. So, I would want to thank her. Chip Gaines, he is a fun guy, and the fact that he has been the opposite of Joanna Gaines. I haven't read Magnolia Story, but I want to. But I've included him as a blonde. Then on that list, I've also put William Harkness, because I've learned a lot from him, and it's just someone I would want to include, but he would be in the main letter. He would not be in this Dumb Blondes letter, which would be more of a satire, sort of, about what I've learned about breaking culture, I guess. Not culture, sorry, but breaking stereotypes to see past it. So, there's that. But yeah, you've heard it here. Project Serendipity will be a thing. Don't know how or when. Just know what it's about and why. And that's all that matters to me, so hey, it doesn't matter. That's all for today's p+log, but there will be another one, because I want to share something that I haven't shared so clearly until yesterday's phone call with my friend Aaliyah, who also would be in that letter of thanks, because she's been a very good friend who understands. So, going to the next video. And now you got